Welcome back to The Explainer. Today we're diving into the sequel to a movie that was an absolute box office monster, Five Nights at Freddy's 2. So you've got this massive, out-of-nowhere hit on your hands. What do you do next? I mean, that's the million-dollar question for any creator, right? How on earth do you possibly capture that lightning in a bottle a second time?
Well, it looks like the team behind Five Nights at Freddy's has a pretty clear answer. They are not playing it safe. They're doubling down and going bigger, darker, and way deeper into the horror that made the first one such a phenomenon.
Okay, so here's the setup. We're jumping right back into this world, but a full year has passed since everything went down at that pizzeria. It's the perfect stage for a return to the nightmare. And yeah, you're probably going to want to mark your calendars for this winter.
And get this, Emma Tammy, who absolutely nailed the creepy vibe of the first film, is back in the director's chair. That is huge news if you're a fan, because it means we're getting that same continuity, that same atmospheric dread. It's all lining up for a big global release in early December 2025.
All right, let's get into the juicy stuff, the story. How exactly are they building on that chilling foundation from the first movie? So picture this. The whole community is basically trying to pretend nothing ever happened. Those terrifying events at Freddy Fazbear's pizzeria, oh, that's just a spooky local legend now, you know? The kind of ghost story you tell your friends, not something that was actually real.
But come on, we all know how these stories go, right? The past never really stays buried. There's this secret just simmering under the surface, and you just know it's about to explode and unravel everything.
And here is where it gets really interesting. The entire plot seems to hinge on this one little girl, who's only 11 years old. Her connection to the animatronics is this big secret, and when she returns to them, to her friends, that's the trigger. That's what doesn't just reawaken the old horror, but unleashes something entirely new and, from what we hear, way, way worse.
So you're probably asking, how are they going to make this one even scarier? Well, their strategy is actually pretty simple, but man, is it effective. They're going with the idea that more is more. And they mean that literally. The creators have flat out confirmed that we should expect twice as many animatronics this time around. Yep, 2 times the creepy, murderous machines. You can just imagine what that means for the jump scares. But hold on, it's not just about throwing more monsters at us. And I think this is a really smart move. They're shifting gears. The first movie was a masterclass in classic atmospheric horror. This sequel, it's aiming for psychological horror. It's trying to get inside your head, to mess with you on a deeper level. It really feels like the franchise is growing up. Exactly. The idea is that the horror isn't just in the pizzeria anymore. It's internal. It's about fear and guilt and trauma. It's suggesting that maybe, just maybe, the real monsters aren't the animatronics, but the ghosts we carry around with us.
So, with this deeper, darker direction, you have to wonder, who is this movie for? Is it still for the die-hard gamers, or are they trying to reach someone else?
It looks like they're casting a really wide net here. If you love jump scares and that tense, suffocating atmosphere, you're covered. If you're into those survival lottery movies where anybody can go at any second, this is for you. And if you like thrillers that mess with your head and play with dark symbolism, yep, you're invited to this party too. Honestly, it's like they're creating the perfect storm for a phenomenon. You've got the hardcore game fans, you've got the general horror movie crowd, and then you have the entire internet meme community that made Freddy a viral sensation. When you bring all those groups together, you're not just making a movie, you're creating a cultural event. So the promise here isn't just another sequel, it's an evolution. They want to top the original in every single way, which leaves us all with one final question before the lights go down this December. Are you ready